A disciple asked a Zen master, "Master, how does one achieve enlightenment?" The Zen master smiled, pointed to the teacup in front of him, and said, "Just drink your tea." Simply and plainly, sometimes what we seek isn't far away but is right before us. Imagine you are standing before a clear lake, where every ripple perfectly reflects the sunlight. No sound, no disturbance, only absolute stillness and perfect harmony with nature. This is the state of mind when practicing Zen Buddhism, a quiet, transparent mind, unburdened by tangled thoughts or conflicting emotions. Zen Buddhism, also known as Zen, is not just a method of practice but also a lifestyle. A philosophy that helps people escape the suffering created by the mind. Born from the core of Buddhism, Zen emphasizes experiencing reality directly instead of relying on theories or rituals. This is not a path of analysis or explanation but of complete experience. In today's life, where people are always caught up in the cycle of work, pressure, and expectations, Zen becomes a beacon, illuminating our path back to ourselves. It not only brings peace to the mind but also helps us realize that happiness is not in the distant future or the past that has passed but in every breath, every moment of the present. The importance of Zen is that it not only helps us face external pressures but also helps us explore the depths of our souls. When we practice meditation, we do not seek answers from outside but experience the truth ourselves through the stillness of the mind. It is in this state that you realize that balance is not something to be achieved but your inherent nature. We do not just introduce Zen Buddhism but affirm that this is the path that helps you experience awakening and find true balance in life. With core values from history, philosophy, and practice, we are committed to providing you with a meaningful journey, leading you to profound clarity and peace. Zen Buddhism, like every branch of Buddhism, originated with the enlightenment of Siddhartha Gautama, the historical Buddha, in the 5th century BC in India. Siddhartha Gautama, a prince who gave up his throne to seek truth, attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. After enlightenment, he began teaching the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, the core Buddhist teachings that guide people to overcome suffering and attain liberation. From India, Buddhism spread to other lands through monks, merchants, and major trade routes. On this journey, Buddhism not only preserved its original teachings but also blended with local cultures and traditions, creating different branches of Buddhism. Among these, Zen Buddhism is a unique branch, focused on practicing meditation to achieve direct enlightenment rather than relying on theories or rituals. When Buddhism arrived in China around the 1st century, it encountered and blended with Taoism, an ancient philosophy that emphasizes harmony with nature and essence. This cross-pollination created Chan, that is, meditation, the predecessor of the Zen Buddhism we know today. An important figure in the formation of Chan was Bodhidharma, an Indian monk considered the founder of Zen Buddhism in China in the 6th century. According to legend, Bodhidharma crossed the Himalayas to bring Buddhist teachings to China. He not only propagated the core teachings but also emphasized a revolutionary approach. Enlightenment does not come from reading scriptures or performing rituals but from direct experience through deep meditation. The famous story of Bodhidharma sitting in meditation for 9 years facing a wall at the Shaolin Temple is a symbol of complete focus on the inner self. During this time, he also developed physical exercises that helped improve the health of the monks, contributing to the formation of Shaolin martial arts later. His doctrine focused on direct realization, meaning understanding the truth through personal experience rather than relying on books. The blending of Buddhism and Taoism in Chan not only created a profound practice method but also brought a new way of looking at life, letting go of discrimination, living in harmony with essence, and focusing on the present. It is thanks to Chan that the foundation for Zen Buddhism was firmly built to later spread to Japan. In the 12th century, Zen Buddhism from China was transmitted to Japan, where it developed into a unique branch called Zen. The person with the greatest contribution to shaping and developing Zen in Japan was Zen master Dogen Zenji. Born into a noble family but losing his parents from a young age, Dogen early wondered about the nature of life and death. The question that haunted him was, if all sentient beings have Buddha nature, why is practice necessary? Dissatisfied with the answers from Japanese Zen masters at the time, Dogen decided to go to China to seek the truth. There, he met Zen master Ruzhane, who taught him that practice and enlightenment are not two separate things but one. Dogen experienced enlightenment through this lesson and brought the teachings back to Japan. Upon his return, Dogen founded a Heiji monastery, which became the center of Japanese Zen Buddhism. Here, he wrote the work, Shobogenzo, a philosophical and religious masterpiece that presents deeply on the practice of meditation, the nature of reality, and the meaning of time. One of Dogen's prominent philosophies is that sitting meditation, zazen, is not only a method but the complete expression of enlightenment. With its long journey from India through China and to Japan, Zen Buddhism not only retained the core spirit of Buddhism but also developed into a unique practice method, emphasizing direct experience and mindfulness in every moment. This journey is not only the spread of a religion but also the connection between cultures, creating a timeless spiritual legacy. Zen Buddhism is a unique branch of Buddhism, not focusing on complex scriptures or rituals but aiming for enlightenment through direct experience. The core of Zen lies in the fact that it does not teach how to think, analyze, or explain the world but encourages practitioners to experience reality in the most authentic way, overcoming all concepts and prejudices. One of the most famous sayings in Zen Buddhism is, "Point directly to the mind." This phrase is not just advice but also a method. Pointing directly to the mind means going straight to the essence of the mind, without digressing through teachings or theories. Zen emphasizes that truth cannot be expressed in words, it must be personally realized through practice. This philosophy also reflects Zen's rejection of dependence on rituals or forms. Instead of seeking enlightenment in external forms, Zen directs people back to themselves, turning inward to explore the nature of the mind. One of the central principles of Zen Buddhism is the philosophy of here and now. For Zen, no time is more important than the present moment. The past has passed, the future has not yet arrived. Reality is all that we truly have. This philosophy helps people let go of the burden of the past and anxiety about the future. In today's life, we are often trapped in painful memories or unfulfilled expectations. Zen does not deny the value of the past or the future, but it emphasizes that clinging to them only causes suffering. Remember the story. Two monks were walking through a muddy road when they met a young girl who could not cross. One monk carried the girl across the road and continued his journey. Several hours later, the other monk could not bear it and asked, "Why did you carry that girl?" "We are monks." The first monk smiled and replied, "I put her down a long time ago. Why are you still carrying her?" This story is a meaningful reminder. Sometimes it is our own minds that cling to things that are no longer needed, creating unnecessary burdens. One of the most profound teachings of Zen Buddhism is to overcome the self, the letting go of ego to merge with the whole. Zen master Dogen once said, "Studying the way is studying the self. Studying the self is forgetting the self." This saying does not aim to deny the value of the individual but is an encouragement for people to overcome ego attachment, the idea that the self is separate and independent from the surrounding world. Ego attachment is the root of suffering because it creates a distinction between me and others, between this and that. Zen Buddhism teaches that when we let go of the self, we realize that all things are interconnected. There are no longer boundaries between the self and the world. We become a part of the whole, just like a drop of water returning to the ocean. This philosophy does not only stop at the level of thought but is also expressed through daily practice. In Zazen, when the practitioner lets go of the thought of, "I am meditating," they will experience a state of complete harmony with the universe. Each breath, each heartbeat no longer belongs to an individual but becomes an expression of the life of the whole. This integration is also the reason why Zen emphasizes mindfulness in every daily action. Dogen Zenji once said that, when washing dishes, just wash dishes. This is not just concentration on the work but also a way to let go of the self, live fully in reality, and feel harmony with everything around you. For example, when sweeping the floor, you are not only cleaning the physical space but also cleaning the mind. Each sweep is a breath, a focus, a letting go. When making tea, you are not only preparing a drink but also immersing yourself in every movement, pouring water, stirring the tea, raising the cup to your lips. These actions, when done with complete presence, become a form of meditation. Mindfulness is not something reserved for Zen masters or prolonged meditation sessions. It is present in every moment of life. Walking on a familiar road, you can feel every footstep touching the ground, every breath coming in and out. When eating, you feel the taste of each bite of food instead of eating in a hurry or thinking about work. Practicing mindfulness helps us realize that nothing is commonplace. When living in the present, every moment is a gift, an opportunity to connect with reality. Our minds are often like a crowded street, filled with hurried thoughts. Meditation helps us step onto the sidewalk. Observe that flow without being swept away. When you sit in meditation, you will realize that thoughts are like trains passing through the station. They come and go, but you don't need to get on any train. Only when you choose to get on will you be swept away by their journey. Let thoughts naturally pass by, but do not accompany them. Practicing meditation regularly brings many benefits to both the mind and body. In terms of mind, meditation helps reduce stress, anxiety, and depression. It enhances concentration, patience, and the ability to cope with challenges in life. In terms of body, meditation helps lower blood pressure, strengthen the immune system, and improve sleep. When the mind calms down, the body also relaxes accordingly. Many studies have shown that meditation not only has a positive impact on psychology but also changes brain structure, helping to enhance self-control and compassion. More importantly, meditation brings freedom, not freedom from work or responsibility but freedom from the shackles of the mind. When you are no longer caught up in negative thoughts, you will recognize a peaceful space inside, where everything becomes clear. Zazen and practicing mindfulness in everyday life are not just meditation methods but also a way of life. A philosophy that leads people to freedom and harmony with reality. Whether sitting quietly on zafu or washing dishes sweeping the floor, every moment is an opportunity to let go, to be mindful, and to live fully in the present. Zen Buddhism, with its simple and profound philosophy, leads people on the path to enlightenment without needing to search anywhere far away. It points out that enlightenment is not a mystical state or a distant reward but the natural nature inherent in every person. The journey of enlightenment in Zen is not about achieving something but about realizing what is already available, Buddha nature. The state of enlightened and quiet consciousness that always exists ready in every human. No doctrine, teacher, or ritual can bestow enlightenment because enlightenment is not something that is added but the return to the inherent nature of oneself. The realization of inner enlightenment cannot be achieved with theory but through direct practice. Sitting meditation, zazen, is an important tool because it helps people to calm down in order to see the true nature of the mind. When sitting in meditation, the practitioner gradually realizes that all thoughts, emotions, and ideas are only temporary phenomena, not their true nature. A Zen master once said, "There is no need to go looking for light. Just realize that you are clinging to the darkness." This means that the path of enlightenment is not about achieving something new but about letting go of what is not needed. Music, one of Zen's unique methods for leading practitioners to enlightenment, is the koan. Koans are questions, situations, or stories that seem meaningless or paradoxical, designed to challenge reason and break down conventional ways of thinking. Koans are not intended to provide specific answers but force practitioners to overcome the barriers of logical thinking to reach direct understanding. For example, a famous koan asks, "Without using your lips or tongue, speak about Zen." This question makes it impossible for the practitioner to rely on language or ordinary reasoning, forcing them to seek a deeper experience. The purpose of the koan is not to have the right answer but to break down thinking patterns and open the way for direct perception. When the practitioner faces a koan, they will experience frustration, even confusion, before realizing that the answer does not lie in thought but in letting go and direct perception. True freedom is not liberation from the outside world but liberation from the limitations of the mind. Freedom in Zen is a state of non-attachment to anything, not attaching to thoughts, emotions, or even the idea of enlightenment. Non-discrimination is also an important aspect of freedom. In the state of enlightenment, there is no separation between me and others, between good and bad. Everything is simply as it is, without being distorted by judgment or subjective opinion. Before enlightenment, chop wood and carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood and carry water. This famous maxim sums up the spirit of Zen. Enlightenment does not change the external world or everyday tasks, but it completely changes how we look at and experience everything. Before enlightenment, chopping wood and carrying water may be a heavy task. But after enlightenment, these simple actions become expressions of the liveliness, of the complete presence in reality. A free person is not a person who has no problems but a person who is not bound by problems. When we let go of attachment to results, we can live naturally and comfortably, not pressured by expectations or fears. The core of Zen Buddhism is not about achieving something new or extraordinary but about recognizing and living fully in reality. Through the practice of zazen and mindfulness in every daily action, we have learned how to let go of the limitations of the mind. Feel freedom in every breath, and harmony with the whole. The journey of Zen begins right here and now. Without needing to wait for a perfect time or ideal conditions. Just sit down, listen to your breath, and realize that this moment is all you need. Meditation is not a destination but a path. A path leading home, back to your true self. This video is not only a practical method or a living philosophy but also a journey back to the true nature of yourself. Remember that everything you seek is already here, right in you. If you feel this sharing brings value and meaning, please give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next content. Don't forget to share the video with loved ones and leave a comment below. I wish you always insightful and full of positive energy on the journey of enlightenment. We are with you.